Good morning, students. There is one important information for you from CB that this year 50% weightage will be given to internal assessment. So it becomes very important to listen to the lectures and send your homework regularly. Let's complete the remaining part of chapter agriculture. This is the last lecture or topic for covering up topics of this lesson. So let's continue up. Today we will discuss some other major crops. So first that we are going to discuss today is tea. It's an example of plantation agriculture. Plantation agriculture is the topic which we have covered up under types of farming, in which one crop is grown on very large area with intensive use of capital. All right, and it's also a beverage crop which was introduced in India by British. It's grown in tropical as well as subtropical climates. It needs warm and moist frost-free climate. It's a labor intensive crop. That means it needs cheap and large amount of manual labor. Soil requirement is deep and fertile, well drained soil. India is third largest producer after China and Turkey. Major tea producing areas of India are Assam, Darjeeling Hills, Jalpaiguri district, West Bengal, Tamil Nadu and Kerala. Moving on to coffee. Arabica variety of coffee. It was brought from Yemen and it was introduced in Baba Budan Hills. It's an area in Nilgiri Hills in Tamil Nadu, Kerala and Karnataka district. So these three are major states where coffee production takes place. 3.2% of world's coffee production takes place in India. Horticulture. Now coming to growth of or crops of fruits and vegetables. India is second largest producer as far as horticulture crops are concerned, and if coming to the vegetables, 13% of total world's vegetable production takes place in India. We have tropical as well as temperate fruits. Now we have different fruits and major areas where they are grown. So mangoes are particularly extensively grown in Andhra Pradesh, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal and Maharashtra. Oranges of Nagpur and Cherrapunji in Meghalaya are very famous. So you need to remember the famous areas, at least one or two states, as it can come up in one marker. Bananas are famous in Kerala, Tamil Nadu, Mizoram and Maharashtra. Lychee and guava of Uttar Pradesh and Bihar. Pineapples of Meghalaya are very famous. Grapes of Andhra Pradesh, Telangana and Maharashtra. Apples, pears, apricots and walnuts grow well in climatic conditions of Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. So particularly you should remember about pineapples of Meghalaya, lychee and guava of Uttar Pradesh, Bihar, and these apricots and walnuts of Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh. Coming to non-food crops, first is rubber. It needs rainfall more than 200 centimeter, temperature more than 25 degrees Celsius. Raw material, it's been used extensively as raw material for making tires and tubes. Now coming to fibers, which are used to make clothes or yarn. The first that we are going to discuss is silk. It's produced by cocoons of silkworm which feed on mulberry leaves. Sericulture is very important term which you should focus particularly on. So it's rearing silkworm for silk production. It's very easy. Now coming to cotton, India is second largest producer after China. It grows well in black soil. That's why it's known as black cotton soil elsewhere. It needs 210 frost-free days. It's an example of kharif crop and it needs bright sunshine. Jute is also known as golden fiber due to its color. It grows well in well-drained fertile in floodplains. High temperature is required during its growth. It has extensive uses as it's used to make gunny bags, mats, ropes, yarn, carpets. Due to its high cost, synthetic fiber including nylon are getting more famous these days. Now we are going to discuss some of the reforms introduced by government for improvement in the agriculture sector. First 5-year plan, which was introduced in 1951, was particularly focused on improvement in land reforms. Green Revolution, which was to increase the production of wheat and rice using high-yielding variety seeds, was introduced in 1960s to 70s. Operation Flood, which focuses on increasing the production of milk. Land development programs was introduced. Grameen banks, which offer loans at low interest. Cooperative societies were formed. Kisan credit card scheme. Minimum support price was introduced. Remunerative and procurement price. For instance, remunerative food price is introduced for sugarcane. Alright, then there is last very small topic, Bhudan Gramdan movement. It's also known as Bloodless Revolution and it was introduced by Vinoba Bhave. So under this, rich landlords or peasants offered their land to landless villagers. That's why it's known as Bhudan or Gramdan movement. Rest of the pages of the chapter are not part of your syllabus. So by Friday, this chapter should be complete with written notes as well as exercise questions. And if you have any problem, you can ask me anytime. Alright. But do remember to send your homework on WhatsApp as internal assessment process is going on the basis of your homework. Thank you.